Hello again everyone. So in our previous video we had installed Docker. Now we're going to install Docker Compose and spin up a container, an ngix web server, and serve a static HTML page. So if we just do a status Docker, we can see our Docker is up and running. We're now going to go ahead and grab the Docker Compose script from the GitHub page. Again, the links for all this is in the description below. So if we do an sudo curl -l and the address of the script, we just grab the script. We now need to just make that executable and we'll be able to run Docker Compose. We'll also then configure our YAML file and reference a mount point. So we've just got to chmod +x user local bin docker compose. And now if we do docker compose -- version, you can see it's taken down version 1.27.4. You can always get the latest version off the GitHub page anyway. So now if we just make a directory in our home test folder, in this case, we'll call it testcompose, which is the default name directory for Docker Compose. We'll cd in there, we'll make an app directory, and in here we're going to have a YAML file, and that'll be the config for the container we're going to download and the mount point for the information we're going to serve. So if we nano-w index.html, I have a HTML file with some content I've pre-prepared, so we're just going to paste it in here. Okay, and this will be served up by the container on port 8000 in the next section. So we'll just save out of there. That's actually, that app directory will be the mount point that the container uses, and it'll be referenced in our YAML file in just a moment. So we're back in test compose. We're going to do nano docker -compose.yml, again YAML file format, and we're going to put in a reference to take down an ngix alpine image and port 8000, redirect into port 80, and the volume app to mount to user share ngix html, which is the default path for ngix. And if we do a docker compose -d, you can see it's just pulled the image down because I hadn't got it already, and it's now just created the network for testcompose_web. And if we do a docker-compose ps, you can see now that our image is up, it's downloaded, the mount point's attached, and it's redirecting port 8000 to 80 in the container. So if we go to 192.168.1.68, which is the actual, or 56 should I say, port 8000, which is the actual IP of this box where we've just installed Docker, you can see the index file we created in the app directory. It's being served up by the ngix container via the mount point app, which is mounted as user share ngix html, which is the default location that it looks for its content, so that's why it's appeared there. So that's it. That's a very, very basic quick config of a YAML file on a container and a quick port redirect in. If we check the logs here, you can see the request as well. There it is there for port 8000. And if we want to just stop the actual container instance, we can do a docker-compose pause. Docker-compose logs was what I used to display the previous screen there. Again, all links are in the description. Thanks for watching. This is another Ubuntu Quick Tip.